Hi everyone, Jeri here. Welcome to episode 18 of Texture Tags on Tuesday. This is episode 17, which we did 2 weeks ago, but I just wanted to refresh your memory and tell you that this was machine texture or mark making with a sewing machine on cloth. And I just wanted to show you a couple of the pieces that I showed last week, and I love this one. So you can use these pieces on scrolls or on pouches or on journal covers. I mean, you can use them in your slow stitching in so many different ways. So I'm just showing you this because last week when I did this one, I was talking about doing the same type of technique, meaning mark making with stitch on little pieces of cloth with hand stitching. So that's what we're doing this week. And I'm basically just going to kind of go over and tell you what I did, because to show you all these little stitches, you would be sleeping in a matter of minutes because they're really self-explanatory, very simple. But I did want to, we'll just go through each one. I'll tell you what I did. So the first thing I did is put two pieces of cloth together, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. Give you a few examples of how to do that to have something interesting. Now this one is DMC floss, and it is two different colors. So this one is a light golden yellow and a brown, and then this one is a dark gray and a light gray. And you see, just changing up the color of the thread will make texture in and of itself. And I just love these little lines. I just think they're so pretty. Well, maybe pretty is not the word, but you get my drift. All right, so let me just set that aside. Let me put it right there so you can still see it. This one is buttonhole stitch. Now this one might be worth me showing you because it kind of is a little bit of a puzzle how to start a circle and do this. But I thought this one is pretty cool too. And I was going to do more around the outside edge and never got back to that one. This one is the Lazy Daisy or a chain stitch. And just all different sizes. And this one uses black. This one is a size 12 pearl cotton. Oh, sorry. This one is a size 12 pearl cotton as well. Okay, so you can experiment with your threads too. So there's the back. I just jumped around. This one I thought was pretty interesting. I used a DMC single thread, and this one is variegated thread. So it went from black to light gray to dark gray to black, back to black. And I just made loops. So you can see when I stitched right here, I just let it pull. But if you just leave, just leave it like that and just don't worry about how it falls. It just does create this very interesting loopy cool effect, and that's what you see in the back. So it kind of went up and down in rows, as you can see. All right, this one is just a very long stitch, and it's a single thread of DMC, and this one is also using the variegated thread. But when you look at it, it's like some of them are black and some of them are gray. And then I just took a little tiny stitch, and I did try to do it a little askew, so I went kind of sideways a little bit. And I think it's really interesting. There's the back. Okay. This one is a lot of just running stitch. But when you do them close together, they do have a certain textural look about them. And then I was trying to do a curve. The piece of cloth wasn't really that big that I could go in and out. So this was good enough. And then in the middle, and this is double thread DMC. Then in the middle, you can see what I did. I just went across, and I think it kind of looks like an eye. I think it's pretty cool. All right. This one is just straight stitch and straight stitch. Just a little grid. It really even looks cool on the back. Black, DMC, single strand. This one looks like a pair of eyeglasses, but I wanted to do something circular, and I probably could have just done like a square and done one circle, but this is the patch that I picked up. I started out in the center with a single thread, and this is DMC, a single, and when that ran out, I went to 2 strands, looks like right around here, 2 strands, and then when that ran out, this is 3 strands. So this is 3 strands. And this whole one is 3 strands. So if you play around with the color of your thread and how many strands you're using, etc., you could just come up with so many different, you know, textures. So you're probably wondering what I'm going to do with these. But before I tell you what I'm going to do with them, let me show you what I did. I went through my scrap bin, and I just pulled out different things that looked interesting to me. And I'm going to stay on frame here, so I have you zoomed in. So this is a little bit of a tea dyed cloth, and if you put something on top of it, all right, it would be something thinner, because I like it when both of the cloths show. So you could actually just kind of, since these are the same size, put them a little askew so you can see. That in and of itself gives you some interesting texture, right? So here's another one. So this is like at the hem of something, and here's some crazy cotton with this wispy edge. So you just kind of put that on, and I would put the hem face up and then do some stitching on there. And this was a handkerchief, and I did use that over here. All right, this is a different handkerchief, but you can see, and this one is actually 3 little patches. I don't know if you can see that. This is a piece of something, this is a piece, and this is another piece. Put on this, I don't even know what this is. It's not linen. I think it's some kind of a synthetic. I think it's a polyester, some kind of polyester. Let's go back to these again. There it is again. It just has so much texture, the piece of cloth. So I love it. I don't know where it came from. This reminded me of ticking. It's really just cotton, just quilter's cotton. And this one is just, you know, cotton as well. And there's another piece of a hanky. This one is a feed sack and a piece of linen. And this one is a piece of my hand dyeds, and this is a feed sack. This, believe it or not, with this piece of lace sticking out here, is a piece of a curtain that I picked up in the thrift store. And I just cut it up, and I did throw it in some coffee. And there's the hanky again. It's very fine, and just a piece of quilter's cotton. So I did want to show you that. So now, what can you do with these? All right, we're going to just leave these here. I'm going to take a few of them, and I'm going to put them on my tag like I did last week. And like I said, I can't find the tag. I put a French knot. I put a few of these on here, and then I put a little French knot to hold them on. And then, you know, so you can just kind of look through like that. But what I would really like to do with some of these, because they're bigger pieces, is I would like to use them on a scroll. So I started playing around with making a scrap scroll. And I'll show it to you in, well, I did start to show it to you in the visual diary for this week, but I decided to make a video on it and show you how I was going to do it. But I thought these would be amazing on a scroll, right? You just tack them down. So let me move this aside and show you where I got my inspiration. So I have a couple of books off to my right, and you can see there's threads here. Now, I think I did this book already in a book review. I'll have to go back and look. But anything I'm going to show you now, if I didn't do a book review on it, I will do a book review. And if I did do one, I'll put the link in the description box below so you can go and see the whole book. But I have some books that are like predominantly thread related, and you see, I just would open the book quickly and just quickly. I wasn't overthinking it, and I'd see something and I would just start to do it on the patch. So this is one of them. This is by Shelley Rhodes. She does all these little patches. So see, she made all these little patches. So if you made a bunch of patches and put them in a picture frame, like a mat, they would just be amazing. They would be gorgeous. And you could group a few of them together, like do a series. Okay, so see, this is how she works. She does all this little patches. Okay, so here's the loose. Here's the loose thread too here, right here. The loopies. Okay, but don't dwell on the book. Like if you need inspiration, just open it real quick and flip through it. Okay, and you don't want to copy. You want to just be inspired. So this book I love. I have told you about this book before. It's very expensive. I think it was $60, but it is a thick, wait, can I pick it up? It's a really thick book. It's got, I think, like 250 pages. I got it for my birthday. 2023, my daughter gave it to me. I'll tell you how many pages is in here. 224. So what I did, you know, again with this one, I just go like this and literally go like that, and you see all the texture and the stitching. Look, just in and of itself, that one stitch is nothing, but when you put it, you know, 50 of them, look at that. That's just making a mess, crisscrossing. Okay, so if you're going to do some of these patches, just open a book that have some kind of stitching in it and just let your eye fall on something and go, okay, I'm going to do that. And then close it. And don't look at it again. Don't leave it open while you're working. All right, and this one, I just got this one from the library. This one is not mine. But I said, well, Cantha, it says Cantha. I hadn't opened it yet, and I thought, well, let me open it. It's got to have stitching in it, so yeah, it does. So again, just flip through, let your eye just fall on something as you're going fast. Look at all this. Oh my gosh. This is just straight running stitches. But I hope you can see that. Do you just want to eat that up? All right, I don't know why I always think about eating things up. This is crazy. But that one. It's just little stitches, sometimes just little dots. Okay, so now you can really see it. Another great book would be the Slow Stitch book by Claire Wellesley Smith. Yeah. Okay, so you get the gist, right? Just get some patches and, you know, some little pieces of cloth that you might have in your stitching, whatever, just random little scraps. They could be really small, just like that. And just put two pieces together because you can't stitch on just this. It's just really not very pleasant. So put two pieces together. You don't have to pin it or anything. Just hold it and just start doing some crazy stitches. And that's it for this week. So I hope I inspired you to stitch, and I will show you. I'm going to try to get the scrap scroll that I'm making. I'm going to try to get that video up soon. I have a very busy week this week, but I'll get that out as soon as I can and show you what I'm going to do with my little patches. And that's it for today. I am going to put some on this card. So I'll write on the back of this card, and then I'll come back and show you that, and that'll be it. Okay, so I'm going to put a little French knot in there like I did last week and attach these to the tag. So I didn't attach all of them because I want to use some of them for my scroll. But it is tag number 18, and these are hand-stitched scraps, stitched mark making also. I should have put that up at the top, but that was an afterthought. And you're going to layer two pieces of cloth and use various threads I should put, and colors. Colors. To stitch random designs. So DMC Pearl Cotton, use stitch books for inspiration. And that's it for this week. And I think that was really fun. I did a few of these every night, and it was just very relaxing. And there's no pressure because you're just making a little, little patch. I thought it was very meditative. So I hope you enjoyed this week's texture tag. And we'll see what we'll do in 2 weeks from now. And that's it. Remember, keep moving, just play, no rules. And remember to find something to be grateful for each and every day. I'm always grateful for you. I'm very grateful for these little patches. And yeah, that's it for now. I will see you again soon in the next video. Bye for now.